MG Rob back with you again, and today we're going to continue looking at Project Ginsu and how we got to where we are today. So one of the big goals for widening the car was so that I could build a set of headers that would fit inside the frame rails, because I did not want to go through the inner fender well here. I know that's pretty accepted practice these days, but personally I didn't like that and I didn't want to do that. So after first dropping the engine in there, the space here was very tight. And then after doing the widening process, I did gain me some room in there. Now, while I had gained a lot of room by doing the widening, I didn't have as much room as I was looking for. Now, these cars do have this bump in on the frame rail right where the motor mount goes, and I was planning on getting rid of that and straightening the rail out. So as proof of concept, I just kind of cut the rail off and cut it there and shoved it over a little bit to see how much more room I would gain. And after tacking it back into place, it looked like I would probably have just enough room if I finished shaping the rail just right when I did it for real. So then at that point, I started rebuilding all the inner structure and the A-pillars to try to solidify things again. And started rebuilding the insides of the A-pillars. And then that's when I filled in this corner and did the outside skin on here to see what it would look like. And initially, especially in the first picture, it looks really weird and too fat. But as I've been sitting there looking at it in the shop and with the rest of the modifications that I'm just about to show you, it looks fine now. So the next big planned modification was to stretch the wheelbase of the car 3 inches. And in order to accomplish that, first thing I did was I cut right down through here and separated that by 1 1/4 inches. And then I tacked all this together to hold it nice and solid. And then I come around here and cut all the way around the rear window and all through the inner structure there, and slid the whole back of the car back another 1 3/4 inches. Now, the way the jig was designed, which that part of the jig has been cut out now, is I had angle irons that ran all the way back and then had uprights that went up and welded to the body structure of the car, that in the center here they were overlapped to where I could slide them, and I just slide the whole thing back and keep everything nice and straight and square. Now, since the roof line on these cars taper from the front all the way to the back, and once I brought that back, now that roof line didn't look right anymore. So I cut it through here, took a little bit out of here, and leaned the whole hatch forward some to get that roof line to look a lot better. And then at that point, I had to start putting some of this inner structure together to get things solidified once again back here. So I think that may be enough for part 2. I know I'm not exactly the most exciting narrator in the world, so I want to keep these into bite-sized chunks. So, it's MG Rob. Later.